Another day, another story. In his testimony before the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability Subcommittee on Health Care and Financial Services, Mike Conchal, Director of Macroeconomic Analysis at the Roosevelt Institute, sheds light on the causes of inflation in the recent economic recovery, the progress made in combating inflation, and policy recommendations to further address this issue. Conchal begins by highlighting the strength of the current recovery, with the addition of over 12 million jobs and a robust labor market. He emphasizes that the economy is recovering to pre-pandemic levels and is on track with projections of where it would have been without the pandemic. However, alongside the speed of the recovery, inflation has been higher and more sustained than anticipated by economists and financial markets. Conchal identifies 4 key contributors to inflation during the past 2 years. Firstly, there has been a significant shift in demand from services to goods. This shift, accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic, has resulted in higher prices for goods while prices for services have remained relatively unchanged. The sudden change in the composition of demand has mechanically increased inflation. Secondly, vulnerabilities in global supply chains have led to disruptions and bottlenecks, particularly affecting the price of goods. The pandemic, coupled with just-in-time production practices, has exposed the fragility of supply chains, causing significant price increases. Thirdly, major shifts in housing demand, driven by remote work trends, have contributed to inflation. The increased demand for housing, particularly for homes with more space suitable for remote work, has driven up housing prices, accounting for a significant portion of overall inflation. Lastly, Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 has had ripple effects on energy and food prices, leading to a surge in inflation. The subsequent increase in energy prices has impacted various sectors of the economy, including transportation and airfare costs. Conchal acknowledges that these factors have been the primary drivers of inflation in recent years, rather than the Biden administration's policies. He points out that there are key elements missing from the explanations that would support the claim that excessive demand is causing inflation. Real GDP has not exceeded potential output, inflation is high globally, and there has been a rapid return in labor force participation. Despite the challenges, there have been positive developments in combating inflation. Inflation has declined over the past 6 months, and measures of inflation expectations indicate that it will continue to decrease. Additionally, wage growth has decelerated, indicating a possible correction in the labor market and an increase in worker power. To address inflation effectively, Conchal provides policy recommendations. Firstly, he suggests recognizing the impact of previous tightening measures and being cautious not to administer excessive monetary tightening prematurely. Secondly, he emphasizes the importance of competition policy and reducing corporate profit margins, which would allow for lower inflation even with higher wage growth. Lastly, he advocates for investments in infrastructure and affordable housing initiatives to ensure resilience and stability in the economy. In conclusion, Conchal's testimony provides valuable insights into the causes of inflation in the recent economic recovery and offers policy recommendations to address this issue. While the recovery has been strong, inflation has posed challenges. However, there have been positive developments, and with targeted policy interventions, inflation can be further reduced without compromising the robustness of the job market. Thanks for watching. www.the-experts.co